Yeah, I don't think anyone's had a tougher month than Nicki Minaj. I mean, it started with the album rollout, a very slow and I don't want to say meticulous. It was like pulling teeth. Album rollout. Of course, the album gets released and the numbers are not exactly ideal. And then we see, the Twitter spats with Spotify and Travis Scott, and even with the radio personalities. I mean, it's not a good look for her. I'm pretty sure her PR team is literally like pulling out their hair, trying to get her phone. Like, we have to stop Nicki from self-destructing. And I mean, it's really sad, because and this is coming from someone who admires Nicki's work. I think one thing that we can't take away from Nicki is that she's a phenomenal artist. We've seen her be developed. We've seen her start out as a kind of quirky, gimmicky hip hop artist, and we've seen her blossom into this hip hop queen. We've seen her cross genres and be able to dabble in pop and have success with those demographics. So I think hands down, she's had one of the greatest runs, male or female, in the last 7 to 10 years that I can remember. Again, a phenomenal artist, and it's really just sad. My theory is that she hasn't come to grips, or she refuses to come to grips, that she's in the twilight of her career. And I know sometimes people look at that as a negative thing, but I look at it as just like an inevitable stage in everyone's career, unless you're like a vampire like Jay-Z. Everyone has a twilight. And I think the unique thing about Nicki is that she's so used to being the top dog, or being the boss, the queen, or whatever you want to call her, that she doesn't know what it looks like to actually have to compete. This is the same woman who would sweep the Grammys and sweep the BET Awards and every major category, American music, Billboard. I mean, there was literally no competition. Now, you can make the argument that only a few female artists, especially black female artists, get, ushered up to the upper echelon like she did, and that would be valid. But I think she earned her keep to stay at the top. So it is really disheartening, and I think she should. I'm not saying she should resign today and never rap again. I don't think she should bow out gracefully, but I do think she should consider bowing out gradually. And what I mean by that is maybe take her phone away, maybe not tweet as much, maybe not so much be emboldened and cling to the negativity, because it's not looking good. It's affecting her public perception. No one is no longer looking at her as this icon. They're now looking at her as this bratty artist who's overstayed their welcome. And it's really sad though, because again, she's had a phenomenal career. And I think it'll be a long time before we even see anyone have a quarter of the run that she did. And I know a lot of people think Cardi's gonna be next to have the run. And don't get me wrong, I like Cardi, Bodak Yellow, that's my motherfucking gospel. But I don't think she will even have a fourth of the run that Nicki had. And that's not a slight at Cardi whatsoever. I think she's dope. But I do think for all practical purposes, she's a flash in the pan. So back to Nicki Minaj, I just want her to put her phone down, stick to her guns and just rap, you know what I'm saying? And to just kind of bow out gradually. And in that way, you're still able to contribute to the culture, you're still maintaining a fan base, and also too, you're still maintaining your legacy. Because I think people forget that this is social media, and people tend to forget what you've done. They remember what you've done now. So I think it would behoove her to maintain her legacy and not be such a disservice or a hindrance to her career. I'm rooting for her. At the end of the day, I think she's redeemable. I don't think she can not come back from this. And I saw the Live Nation report that she had to call off her tour due to low ticket sales. And I mean, it happens, but I don't know, time will tell. But I think she's going to have to take a long look in the mirror and say, I'm not the artist that I once was. Times change, sounds change, and ultimately I've changed as an artist, and that may be for better or for worse.